I'm elected the president. I remain strong, King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent, chain on, hella bent, throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in, shades on, made men, cause we put in work to start the earth until they cave in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid, well, we bout to leave the sword, the stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride, to let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talking super heavy, nigga, that's the surprise. With all scripture, street talk, word to Captain the Cod, nigga, we blazing, ripping the mic with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max, till we cracking the pavement. U.P.K, out of one West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's autumn, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud, and doing feeling this shit cold and plugged, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of our kind. I get the order that is handled kind, not the one kind, without a doubt in my mind. I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. It's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a full pound. Game sure ain't started the war, but I'ma end it, cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted, but Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth, and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside, I'm jumping in it. It's a war going on outside, you in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside. From the dust to the dawn outside, so in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck and they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This next caliber, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside.
Nobody's safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, flip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still a break your jaw out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pit. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in a clip. It's 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up. The worst is all black hearses, tinted with black curtains. Docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that kind of war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transform the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your casualties. Courage of King David, battling like a Maccabees. Find out who you think that nigga fought to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it, they hate it savagely. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess that this had to be. Keep you grounded like gravity in the field, but it's amity. Horror, I see calamity. Scar you up for my family. Mumble rappers be mad at me. Fuck them up in they faculty. They words sweet, sit in they mouth and causing cavities. Yeah, it's a war, none of you suckers worry.
It's a war going on outside, you in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside. From the dust to the dawn outside, so in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This next caliber, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside, I get it on outside.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends so we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars. I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group eyes for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been this proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going off Patron, premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they heat's on, none of them can get to the fire. But ran with me, and I had them niggas spin like a tire. Down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop, bitch, you get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's wop up. I know you know
who
Ron.
the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seeing decent though.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kind of slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
Basically got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we ride, they send the military and armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And Your Honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, a Kai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alden Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
You understand? You done found a new breed of Hebrews that stand and walk with the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And we don't care who we got to come up against. You ain't standing before this truth. You understand? We done took them all on and gonna continue to take them all on. Of my true love's head.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, they'd rather link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite.
That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Yeah. What's going on, Israel? I.S.U.P.K.com is the website. You know what to do, how to do it. Get up in here, man. We do it every Monday night live on the UPK. Heavy hitters in the building with me. General Muhammad, give it up. All right. General Hazayan, give it up. Officer Yadiah holding us down on the sound system. Okay. And Officer Ibad in the building. Officer Matumyard reading for us tonight. I do Matumyard dirty every week. SHALAM Matumyard. I'm going to get it down now. You know what I'm saying? And get it together. So, yeah, a lot to talk about tonight. We got a lot happening. We jumping off like crazy with this truth. Everybody can see now that the UPK is where you're supposed to be at. You right. Man, Third World War is in full effect. Bottomless pit wide open. They expanding all over. It's going to get greasy. But here's the thing that we should be looking at as well. I've been mentioning this as much as I can, and that is, what about our Gaza struggle? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about our struggle, our 400 and some odd years, almost 500 years struggle? We've been struggling in this kingdom as well. We got that battle in front of us. We're going to bring out some of it tonight. Like, our war to serve our king and to be a people of the Lord still goes on, and it's unabated right now. So we're going to get up into it, man, and start talking about some of that, as well as what's happening in this Third World War, because it's juicy as it could possibly be. Everything that the Lord said in them prophecies is unfolding right before our eyes, while we're dying real slow. And also, too, one last thing, if I could, once again, the thing that you really need to help yourself in this type of situation and to fix this situation really is you need these scriptures. You need this Bible to be revealed to you, because everything that you've been learning about the Bible has been dead wrong and a lie. Right. You need this Bible revealed to you, and that's why you here, and that's why you should be here. You should be asking the question now, what have I not learned in these scriptures? And now you get the chance to come back and learn them and get what you need before this thing is all the way over, burnt to the ground, and to toast. All right. Anything I missed? We had a hell of a weekend this weekend, man. Big shout out to Captain Goodall, held us down on that West Coast. Look out. Man, he did it up strong, man. First of all, that park was beautiful. The park was beautiful, bathrooms clean. I mean, it was tight. We had it all to ourselves. That barbecue was tight. And the brothers that rocked out the steak, did y'all get the brother's name? What's the brother's name? He mentioned the brother. Oh, man, anybody know in the chat? Tell us the warrior's name, the officer who, and I know I see him all the time, talk to him before and all that, but I'm terrible with names. But this brother cooks the steak out that'll make Satan bow down to the Most High. He put some steaks up on that grill and some sausages, brother, and really took care of the brothers and sisters that was out there. And it was a beautiful time. And also, too, man, that speaking, big shout out to all the brothers out there doing that speaking. They got that speaking in out there on Hollywood Boulevard, man, before the masses. They got a good location before those masses, man, as well. And also, big shout out to Napataza and Officer Thabayan, who does the stories. I hope I got it right. Thabayan? In Cali, yeah. Thabawan. Salaki Thabawan. Big shout out to Thabawan. He's also Thabawan for his new baby. Just had him a new baby, him and his wife. They put it down, man, shut Satan down on all that he was accusing him of, and got a beautiful son, man, healthy, strong, in the spirit. Once again, UPK hitting heavy hard. One more big shout out also to Captain Cesario, jumping on the no jumper, getting in there. And hold up now, I gotta give a little shout out to Whack 100. Whack did a commercial for the Passover. Big shout out to Whack, man. Did a commercial, man, for the Passover, man. Supported the truth, man. We saving lives, man. Delivering brotherhood, man, and strengthening. Because once again, you got to really learn what's in the Bible. You've been so robbed. You've been so robbed of the truth of the Most High from these preachers, man, and charlatans and these swindlers, man, who just took you for what they could get you for and destroyed your family, didn't give you no more win, no fight, no motivation, nothing that you needed. Well, guess what? We revealing them records now.
That's right,
and
sir.
Now you're going to get what been taken from you, and you deserve it. You the Lord's chosen people, man. You should get it, and we're going to give it to you. And you can't get it nowhere else. The fake Israelites, they out there, they joining the Israelis. They out there in the streets joining the Israelis, man. Joining the Edomites who stole their own identity. You know what I mean? They suspect like I can't even explain.
Right.
So the I.S.U.P.K is where we'll get all into it tonight. Let's start rocking and rolling, y'all. Where we going first?
Oh, God. 8-year-old boy and his pregnant mom held at gunpoint by police over mistaken identity.
They talking about Gaza. Where's this at? Does it say? Well, keep reading if you can. We'll get to it. We'll get it.
God. Shanice Stewart, who is 9 months pregnant.
9 months pregnant. Go ahead.
And her son, Brandon, were stopped by police October 17th on the highway after the officer mistook Brandon for a juvenile with 2 felony warrants.
The woman's pregnant and got a kid with her, but supposedly he mistook her for a juvenile. Once again, you pull up, you assume this is a juvenile, held her up, the woman's pregnant, and I mean, for a woman getting stopped on the highway must be hell. You out on that highway, ain't nobody around. Remember, they had that other cop that was raping women on the side of the highway. He would pull them over, pull them out the car, and damn near negotiate them to blow his rod so that they could be allowed to leave. But then one older woman who he forced to do that just couldn't take it because she knew she did nothing wrong, and then turned around and, you know, dealt with him on it. But then she came back and called the cops on him. And that's how it revealed he had raped 22 black women. And all the way to the end, he sat up there saying, I was trying to help them. I was just calling back to them, trying to follow up on them. I was just trying to be a good guy and trying to this and this and that, and cried like a baby when the judge sentenced him. Judge sentenced him to like some ridiculous amount of work years. But that was just the one of the very few that ever get caught. Not to mention the ones that killing us every day. We in Gaza. They might be bombing the Palestinians, but they killing us with a whole lot of other ways. And that's a damn shame, man. Hell that sister up like that. You know what I mean? And it never, once again, this never happens to no other nation. Yep. Never happens to no other nation. And to have a nation hate you like they hate us and target you like they target us, you're in Gaza. You got your own Gaza. And listen, and the hood look like Gaza. Yeah.
Right.
The hood look like Gaza. It don't look like, it's independent. It look like Gaza. So, y'all want to chime in? Please. Whatever.
God. Including one for gun possession, according to Sacramento police.
That they was holding the juvenile for a gun possession.
Oh, God.
Ridiculous. Go ahead. Some name he pulled up off of the system. Go ahead.
I noticed that they had guns drawn and they had instructions for me to then toss my keys out of the window, Stewart told ABC News, and open the door with my left hand, proceed to get out and put my hands in the air and then walked towards them. I immediately broke down because I didn't know or understand what was going on.
Right. Because really those are military tactics. And them military tactics are used against us every day. Every day out here, those military tactics. You know how many car stops against black people happen in this country compared to how many police officers ever get shot in a car stop? Now, police officers do get killed. And there's some cats out there that, you know, turn it up. But how many black people kill police officers in the line of duty in a car stop? Damn near none. It's rare. But meanwhile, we getting stopped like crazy. Meanwhile, most of the time when the cop gets shot on a car stop, it's a Caucasian, an Edomite. But we the ones that get treated like we're in the military place or something. Like that's what you do when you really dealing with terrorists. You put the gun on them, make them reach their hands out the car, all of that. Otherwise, you shoot up the damn car. That's what's being done to us. We got our own Gaza. Salaki, y'all can chime in anytime y'all
If I could, sir. Your Commander General YAHANNA had, if I could. Let me tell you, if I could, sir, I see there's protests going on all over the world in defense of the people of Gaza because they're being oppressed by the Israelis. Right. And when I look at these protests, I wonder if they feel anything for what we've been going through here in America. Right. I'm sad about the people of Gaza. I'm sad about the babies who are dying. I'm sad about all of those children and women and men who are being unalived in their homes simply because they're not comfortable with being oppressed. I'm very sad about them. But I've been wondering, who has been sad about us? Right. They've been oppressed since 1948, sir? Yep. 1948. We've been oppressed since 1619. Since the 1600s. On a plane going to LA, I read a book called The 1619 Project. And it was going into exactly what you're talking about right now, sir. They said before the end of slavery, the police were like sheriffs. You get my point? The police were not militarized. The police were not a paramilitary force. They were the way they are right now in rural areas. Basically peacekeepers. Yeah, gun hanging off the hip. Gun hanging off the hip. You call them if you need some help. But they were not militarized until they took the militias that used to keep slaves in order and used those militias to keep free blacks in order at the end of slavery. And then they militarized all of white society by making it the obligation of every white man to make sure that black people did not rise up. It was the obligation of every white person to keep black people in order. And so now the police that are supposed to be, some sheriff, some nice guy who's a good person that helps the community, he becomes an occupier. Yep. He becomes someone that occupies black people. And not since 1948, not since then, but I mean since 1619, we've been oppressed by our oppressor. We've been enslaved, which the Palestinians have never been enslaved. Right. They've never wore chains around their necks and their feet. They've never been forced to pick cotton or cut sugar cane. Right. Never. And yet we still feel sorry for them. And we should, because those are children. And those are women being unalived over there. And those are young boys who simply want to breathe free air being unalived over there. I would just hope after 200 years, someone will feel sorry for us. Because yet and still, we're still oppressed. And we've been going through this for 200 years with no government of our own, no language of our own. No one even dares to go to the UN and to plead for peace for blacks and Hispanics. And so the Palestinians are going through a terrible time right now. I just hope it doesn't last 200 years. I hope you're not in our situation, Palestinians. You've been in a rough jam since 1948. And I don't want to trade with you. That's horrible. Since 1948. But I damn sure know you don't want to be us. Right. That much I can all but guarantee you about Arabs and Palestinians. They would never trade our history for theirs. Never. They would never do that. And I wonder if you asked them what they would say. You're going through a rough time. Would you rather be a nigger? Would you rather be a spick? Would you rather have 200 years of being raped where you can take it from 1619 all the way to last week when a cop pulls you over and rapes your wife on the side of the highway? All the way until yesterday when some cop unalives your son because he has a toy gun. Now, I would wonder if the Palestinians would ever trade with us. Salaki, sir.
Heavy. Now, let me tell you, damn right. And let me tell you, throughout their whole occupation now, when they had nothing, they got up with rocks and threw it at those Israelis. You throw some rocks at the cops, you're going to get killed. Like, they didn't have the opportunity to rebel against their slave master and to fight against their slave master. And even the people announcing it, they all sit around saying, we have to come up with a way for the Palestinians to have a state and the Israelis to have a state. Nobody is telling the Palestinians, look, you're going to have to integrate with the Israelis. Right. You're going to have to integrate. Nobody's telling them that. And dare nobody tell the Israelis, look, you have to allow the Palestinians into your society. Could you imagine if the United States, Great Britain, and all of Europe told them, look, you have to do like we did in America. We integrated blacks into the society. You have to integrate, the Arabs into your society. It'd be riots in the streets because both of them want to hold on to their identity, and both of them don't want somebody else mingling in their authority and power of their nation. Right. But we had to suffer it, like you said, 1619, and we had to suffer it. And to this day, we are demonized if we say integration didn't work. So we need to take care of ourselves and separate like the Lord said. We looked at like a demon for that. When meanwhile, we were forced to integrate since the 1960s. Remember, we integrated years after, and it still didn't work. It didn't work. But meanwhile, they're allowed, everybody understands clearly that they have to do something for the Palestinians as well as the Israelis. What about us? Right. There's never a talk of us having our own state or our own country or our own. It's like, to them, that's like ridiculous. It's like, why would you even mention that? It's you ask any pundit, any leader, any of them, nobody thinks that way about us. Well, brother, we better think that way ourselves, because surely in these scriptures, the Lord thinks that way about us. And that's a blessing, brother, that you can't pay for. You know what I'm saying?
If I could, sir. What I've been waiting to hear is this. I've been hearing about how the Palestinians hate the Israelis because of their oppression. And I hear about how the Israelis hate the Palestinians because of the acts of terrorism. Here's what I've been waiting to hear from someone. When is someone going to tell either side to forgive them? Right. Where's forgiveness at? I've been hearing about forgiveness since 1619. Right. We're Palestinians, you don't have to forgive the Israelis. Don't you have to turn the other cheek because of that act of terrorism? No one has to forgive but blacks and Hispanics? Are we the only people required to forgive? Because I'm watching the news, combing the news, sir, for Israelis. I know they committed that act of terrorism, but God loves all people. Right. God is all. I'm waiting for the God is all love. Right. Maybe I don't have all the channels. I thought I had all the channels, but I'm waiting for the God is all love. Right. God doesn't hate. God is all love. I'm waiting for that's in the past. I'm waiting for when they go high, when they go low, we go high. Right. Where is that? Where is it when they go low? Right. Nobody want to go high. We the only ones that got to go high. Yeah. Oh, so you Israelis don't have to forgive the Palestinians. And you Palestinians don't have to forgive the Israelis. So blacks and Hispanics, we are the only people that have the burden of forgiveness. No problem. No problem. I understand why. Maybe all of you see a piece of God in us that is not in you. Right. Maybe we have something in us. Right. That you don't have. Maybe you know that we have a connection to God that you never have, and maybe our burden is bigger because of that. I can accept that, sir. I can accept that if the Israelis and the Palestinians and the Arabs and the Africans know, they could never be godly. They could never forgive. They could never turn the other cheek. They could never let God give them justice. They have to get justice for themselves. If the reason that we are the only ones that have to forgive is because we're the only godly people. I'll take that. I'll take that, but I would like you to remember that, though. I would like you to just remember that you are never required to forgive, and we always have to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right, Joe. If I could, so we forgive them while they still hunt us. Like what General Hyman said, the Commander YAHANNA was so excellent. They want you to forgive while they still hunting your steps. Yep. You understand me? They hunting your every movement.
Yeah, right.
You're hunting. Yeah, come on, concert.
They don't even have to stop.
No,
killing us to get the forgiveness. They get the forgiveness in the throes of the killing.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no ceasefire for us.
No,
it's a lot.
No, yeah, they hunt our steps, man. To have okay. Y'all know I done said it a lot of times. I done been in that world before, and I did it. You know what I mean? And you know, I speak about it often, and I did it at a very high level. But I couldn't imagine myself doing that to nobody. And this is more to what General Hyman was bringing about, what's inside of us, right? Like, we are righteous people by nature. So I couldn't see myself doing it to somebody, or even if I thought that cat in the car was XYZ, I couldn't see myself being that brutal towards them. You understand what I'm saying? But they see that about us, and we are required to forgive. You understand me? While they still hunt our steps. They hunt us at every turn, but they want us to forgive. You understand? Well, let me say something to you. Right now, they in a war overseas with Israel, with the Palestinians, and I don't see no atrocities, none, being done to any Palestinian. None. I don't even know if they get car stops, you know? They get car stops? All the car stops you see on TV, right? Be about who? Us?
I mean, they get car stops. They got different plates and stuff like that.
Come.
So they catching some hell from the Israelis, but it's nowhere near on the level that it is from us.
You know, none.
And can I add one more thing to both of y'all, what y'all bringing out, which is so heavy in this? When is somebody going to say you Israelis and you Palestinians are racist against each other?
Yes.
When is somebody going? I thought there's no tolerance for racism.
Yeah,
racism. There's no place for racism. Mm-hmm. Well, Joe Biden got $10 billion for some racists who are racist against the Palestinians. Mm-hmm. You understand? So how is it that racism? We can't be racist against the people that's killing and oppressing us. But they could be racist. But they could be racist against each other and fight each other for the last 2,000 years. And there is no question about what's wrong with them. No question about what's wrong with them. Big shout out to Mashak Mayan this week. Mashak was on the street. Damn right. Mashak was on the street speaking. He told me this afterwards, which was so heavy. He said there was a group out there protesting against the Israelis for what was happening to the Palestinians. And they stopped in front of the camp. And Mashak told them, why y'all protesting us? We oppressed also. Why you protesting us? You know what they turned around and said? They said, your oppression is different. They said, you caused your oppression. That's what they said. They said, you caused your oppression. They said, we oppressed by the Israelis. But you chose to be oppressed. Like, there's no empathy for our suffering.
No.
Everybody, America has done an excellent propaganda war against us, where everybody believes that we are just shiftless, lazy, counterproductive. We're the cause of our own oppression. And they don't say the Americans are oppressing us like the Israelis are oppressing the Palestinians. And so you know what that means. If the Palestinians get free, let's say the Palestinians get free from the Israelis, right? And get their own state. And then black people start moving into Gaza and moving into the areas that Palestinians live. I wonder if the Palestinians are going to say, your oppression is your fault. Just like America says to us over here. What that says, what they don't understand, what that says is, the same way the Israelis are oppressing us, we'd oppress you the same way. Because here they are marching and protesting because the Israelis are oppressing them. And they have no ability to see our oppression while being oppressed. Like the one time you're supposed to see when you being oppressed, if no other time, is when you're oppressed.
Right.
Like you should see oppression when you're oppressed. You get beat up, you have empathy for the next guy that gets beat up because you know you got beat up. But not the Palestinians. They're not the ones that was out there that day. Not the Israelis. The Israelis was so-called supposedly oppressed by the Nazis. Nazis had them in concentration camps, was genociding them. What they doing to the Palestinians? Every nation out here, which is why our nation should rule the world, because every nation out here cares nothing for another nation but themselves. Our nation has for 400 years cared for every other nation but ourselves.
Right.
Which is why we should do like the Lord said and make ourselves holy.
Right.
Meaning make ourselves separate. Make ourselves just what the Lord said he was going to do. Make us a special people above all people. Why? We suffered more than anybody else on this earth.
That's right.
There's been no other captivity longer than the two captivities known on this earth. The slavery of Egypt and the slavery of America are the two longest captivities in the world, in the history of the world. And our people are the ones in this captivity. We should rule the world. We should get the seat to be on top because we are the ones that would be the most long-suffering and caring for you heathens that come up against us every day. The Palestinians are here in this country too. You see how many of them protest all over this country. How many of them came out and raised a Palestinian flag for us? None. But yet we got to be loving. We got to be compassionate. Don't be a racist. But meanwhile, they do it and the Israelis get $10 billion. And they've been giving billions to the Palestinians every year. They've been giving them billions and billions of dollars. But looking at us, and let me tell you, white people are looking at us now strange. You go around the city and stuff, they looking at you real strange because you know what's in their mind. What's in their mind is always, are black people going to join the Palestinians and rise up against us? They're constantly worried about that. They don't have to worry about that because we ain't joining the Palestinians. Right. We ain't joining the Israelis. Right. We ain't joining no nation that never joined themselves on to us to help us in our day. You know what I'm saying? I yield.
Damn right, John.
Please,
I want to say something.
Get down.
So, Hot 97, right?
Yeah.
Rosenberg, Rosenberg on there, Peter Rosenberg, and Ebro and the other sister, I forgot her name. But they was comparing, the sister and Ebro, they was comparing the Holocaust to what's going on over there in Israel and the Gaza Strip today.
Right.
And the so-called Jew up there, he got in his feelings about it because they was pointing out that they have a lot of similarities, that they're basically the same from what they're persecuting the Palestinians, just how they was going under their suffering under Hitler.
Such a perfect point. Like that, I'm shocked that even made it on the airway.
Yeah.
Because that is the plain raw truth. The plain raw truth is that the Germans pushed the Israelis in the ghettos of Germany. That's where the term came from. It came from Germany when they pushed us into those areas that they called ghettos. I forget what the translation of the word means. They pushed them into those ghettos, gave them derogatory names, gave their neighborhoods derogatory name, and oppressed the hell out of them. Then when they got angry enough and tired enough with them, they had Kristallnacht, which means they went out and smashed the stores of all the businesses owned by Israelis. And they stole their businesses, burned their businesses to the ground. They basically destroyed their self-economy. And when they did that, shortly after that, after being poor and their businesses destroyed, they started moving them into concentration camps under the guise of the ghettos are too poor, it's too many rats in the ghetto. y'all living too horribly. We got to move y'all to camps so we can rebuild your neighborhoods and fix y'all up straight. So they turn around and move the Israelis into concentration camps until they came up with the final solution and they started killing them. Now let's fast forward on up to today. The Israelis, the Palestinians were fighting the Israelis. The Israelis cut off those areas, Gaza and the Golan Heights, cut them off, pushed them all up into that area, got rid of their leaders. They elected new leaders, turned around and battled them, put them in total poverty and starvation. If you go over there, when I was over there, you could tell you could drive from the Palestinian area, go through the border crossing into the Israeli area, and it is literally like going from a poor Middle Eastern country to Connecticut, right across the border. The Israeli side looked like Connecticut. Their side looks like a ghetto in any Arab country you ever saw. So that's what they did. They did the exact same thing that the Nazis did. And I mean, they damn near used the Nazi playbook. Not that I'm siding with the Palestinians either. You understand? Because the Palestinians, like I said, they've been here for years, many of them. They own tons of supermarket chains. They have all kinds of economies in this society. And they have plenty of wealth over here too. They generate wealth for Palestine. I don't see them coming out protesting for any of us. And certainly, I've never seen them come out and raise their flag in solidarity for us.
Right.
They might have one go to a Farrakhan rally or some other military guy speak up at some event or something like that. But when have that man or their leaders called them out together to stand up with their Palestinian flags for the cause of black people? That's when you understand oppression. We surely, when you turn on the news, we're all in the middle of them Palestinian protests. It ain't just Palestinians. It's blacks, Latinos, and all that in the midst of them. We, of course, always stand up for another nation, but not for our own. So what came out in that radio show is just the raw truth. The raw truth that they did exactly what the Nazis did to them. They did it to the Palestinians. Here's the sad part. If the Palestinians got the upper hand, the Palestinians would do to the Israelis what the Nazis did to the Israelis as well. Both sides would not have compassion on it. I'll go one more step. If the Palestinians or the Israelis have the opportunity to do the same thing to us, they will without a doubt put us into slavery. Hell, the Israelis, the whole reason it's such a shock that came out on that show with Rosenberg is because that show, like so many shows in the United States, are owned by one ethnic group. That's racism. Like how is one ethnic group in the United States going to have a monopoly on the entertainment world and on the broadcast world in this country? And not be racist. So it's a joke. And he's in his feelings because, of course, you can't say that about them. But let me tell you, they're losing the propaganda war now real bad. And I don't want to tie up the story. But they're losing the propaganda war real bad now. Because today's modern days, everybody got cell phones, brother. And they showing them babies. They opened up an area that the Israelis have, not the Palestinians, an Israeli area, brother, where they got them containers, where they got rows of containers, and they opened up one of them containers, brother, and they filled with Palestinian bodies, stacked up, about 5 high, 4 decks, about 20, 30 Palestinians per container. And I mean containers as far as you could see, filled with the bodies of Palestinians. So they losing the propaganda war something good right about now, which is amazing. And here's the other thing. How is it you going to tell us we can't be, and I'm going to get up off it, how you going to tell us we can't call ourselves the chosen people? We are racist and anti-Semites if we say we're the real Jews, but they are not anti-Semites if they call themselves the real Jews.
Right.
Even that riot, which you're going to read about in Russia, on CNN, when they was rioting in Russia, they called it an anti-Semitic mob.
Yes, they did.
Rages against the airport. Now, this ain't an anti-Semitic mob. They raging against the killing them. So it's like, so if if you say something against the Israelis killing the Palestinians, you anti-Semitic, even though they murdering these people. I don't get it. Like, they can kill these people, murder them, slaughter them, kill their babies. But if you call them if you say they're wrong, they're anti-Semitic. And you know what's so beautiful about that part right there? And my last point, I know I'm running, is that it is so what they do to us in America.
Right.
Like, if you say to America, you are killing us, you're murdering us, you're destroying our babies, you brainwashing our women to have abortions, you terrorize us when we get in our cars, okay? You starve us economically, you starve us financially, you bring every nation in here to sit up over the top of us and to prosper and make laws to make sure we can't ever push them out. And if we do, you send in the FBI, wiretap everybody, and you send everybody to jail on a RICO charge. Why are you able to do all that to us? And if we say something to you, we're racist. We say something to you about it, we're racist. That's exactly what the Israelis have gotten away with for 60 years. They've been getting away with, they go kill people and do all kinds of evil things. And if you say something about that evil thing, you're an anti-Semite. How are these protesters anti-Semites when they're not protesting the Israelis? They're protesting that the Israelis are murdering people.
Right.
They're dropping bombs on people's homes and hospitals. They're killing their babies. But you can't say, yo, y'all wrong. No, anti-Semite. An anti-Semite is like calling somebody a conspiracy theorist. It's something that they talking that's wrong, and you should never pay it no mind and have no respect for it.
Yeah.
And they've been getting away with that for a while. But Lord willing, it's coming to an end. I yield.
Like a catch-all phrase, sir.
Like a catch-all phrase.
You know what you said is so heavy to them because with them doing things and getting away with it, and when you bring it up to them, you know, they shut you down. I'm gonna bring this up again. That cat, what's the cat name of Hot 97? Hot 97. Charlamagne. And he was interviewing that cat. What's that cat name? Who? Leo Cohen. And when he brought to Leo Cohen about what the music that he produced and pushing out is doing to us, all that hip hop music about the death and the murder and degradation of Black, Hispanic, Native Indian men and women, about how it's destroying us. You know who this comment was? I gotta feed my family. So he can get millions upon millions while we get things pushed on us that's killing us, that they propagate against us. Like how you said, you know, that's what's going on. And now you bring it up about what they're doing, you want for bringing it up.
And listen, what you giving up for General? What you saying now? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what you saying right now, Haas. And I hope all the brothers and sisters at home could catch what I'm saying. What you saying is one of the bedrock principles that the Lord have raised me up in this truth. And that is that the Bible is so valuable to us that you got to clear your mind of the stereotypes. You got to only get your propaganda from the scriptures,
right?
Not from nobody else. Because otherwise you'll believe like they believe. You'll be like, well, I can't speak against the Israelis because I'll be considered an anti-Semite. No, you got to stand with what the Lord says over that. Just once again, you got to invest in educating yourself. Like, don't let another nation steal. And you know, I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm gonna make my point clear. Growing up, right, we was always taught, and anybody from the hood know this. You always taught in the hood to mind your own mind, meaning you make your own decisions in your mind before you listen to somebody else. You make sure your head is clear on it. And then you could go by somebody's advice or something like that. But you don't blindly just go by what somebody else said. And brother, that we need that, because the thing to go by is those scriptures. Like, don't let no nation, no TV show, no news station, don't let nobody have the upper hand in your decision making over the scriptures. You take the scriptures and you make that your upper hand. You don't let nobody, how am I gonna let somebody steal my identity right out the Bible? The Bible say the Jews is black. I'm gonna let them steal that and take it for themselves. You need to get educated right in them scriptures. You need it. It's part of what you need. And it's gonna fix your life in every aspect. You know why black people so destroyed, don't know how to run their family, mess up on crime, on drugs, because you got no history of you. You turning on friends and trying to figure out how you should live your life. That Edomite died in his jacuzzi high at 50-something years old. He's 56 years old, dead in his jacuzzi from popping pills and snorting cocaine and God knows what else. But meanwhile, for 20 years, he was on the TV show Friends, teaching you how to have a relationship, teaching you how to be with his friends. I'm diverting for a second. Teaching you how to have social relationships. When that shouldn't have been the standard. The standard should have been your records that you pull, but you ain't been able to get your records because them preachers done kept this book locked up.
That's right.
The Lord told Daniel, lock it up until the end. And he locked it up. And now we at the end, guess what? It's now being revealed.
That's right,
you
sir.
You got to come get your thing.
That's right.
You got to come get your records, your insight. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody rob you. The same way somebody goes to college, and I'm going to get up off of y'all. Same way somebody goes to college to get your college degree because you know how much it's going to help your career, how much you're going to have a better life with it. You're supposed to do the same with the Bible for yourself. You're supposed to come up in here, get this knowledge, add that to you. Now you got something that nobody can beat you on. And now you move within that and your whole life start to change. But they teaching us a different story, man. And such a propaganda story with racists ruling over us. So it was great that came out. I yield.
At least 16 dead in Maine mass killing and police hunt for the shooter as residents take shelter.
Now, sir, I believe since then, this mass shooter might have committed suicide in the forest of Maine. Someone can look it up, I'm sure, right now. As everyone knows about, I think last week, sir, he killed 22, 28 people at different places, bowling alleys, places where he could find multiple targets, people having a good time, having fun in Maine. He went in there with AR-15, unalived 28 or 22 of them. Then he was on the run for days, hiding in the forest of Maine, and I believe he just kneeled up against a tree and unalived himself a few days ago. I believe that's the story, sir. They can confirm. Go ahead.
Anxious Maine communities feel relief after man accused of killing 18 people is found dead. So unalive.
Okay.
A sense of relief washed over a grieving Maine community that endured 2 days of fear after authorities announced the man accused of killing 18 people at a bowling alley and a restaurant earlier this week was found dead on Friday evening.
And sir, this is the 36th mass shooting in America this year. 36 of these have happened in America. So, I mean, something right. Go ahead.
No, sir.
That's the government.
So y'all don't let Muhammad become a conspiracy. See, getting all into this technology.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The body.
I'm sorry. The brother right there. He wants to say something.
abcnews.go.com. Robert Card. A self-inflicted gunshot wound.
So he did unalive himself.
Yeah. Yes. And let me tell you something. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Y'all think y'all know how to get down with them guns. Y'all don't know what you doing like the Edomite. The Edomites listen, this is a crazy Edomite.
Yep.
And he still smoked 22 of them, got out of town, and he decided, if he had not decided to kill himself, he could have killed way more people.
Yep.
He had the skill, the ability. You understand? He had all of the tools in the toolbox to do what he did, I just thank the Lord that he did it up there, because I believe it was a minimal amount of the Lord's people killed or unalived. But had he done that in the middle of the hood like that piece of garbage did up there in Boston, then it would have been a bunch of our people innocently destroyed. And, you know, that might sound harsh, what I said, but here's what the Lord said. The Lord said, if a man be found in your possession, I'm paraphrasing. Y'all know the one I'm talking about? Can you pull it?
If you stealeth a man.
If you stealeth a man, and he be found in your possession, the Lord said, you shall surely be put to death. So what's happening is supposed to happen from 400 years of slavery and great splendor being given on to those that oppress the hell out of us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But when they get ready to really get down in this empire, now that he's just one man, could you imagine a 2 or 3 man team? Mm-hmm. You're going to have a real problem in this empire. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a real problem in this empire because of the evil that you've done, that you've even done to your own people. They've even done this to their own people. Yeah. And because of it, brother, you're going to see hell on wheels come out on these cats. Yeah. You know what I mean? And some of them cats get basic training, but some of them go beyond that basic training. And then they become vicious. Mm-hmm. And there's no more ruthless animal than Esau. Mm-hmm. Ain't no more ruthless killer than Esau. You ain't going to find a more ruthless killer than him. You know what I mean? The Lord said in Deuteronomy that he will not regard the old or the young. He's that type of animal. You know what I mean? And you see it also because let's get right. The Israelis are another family of Edomites. Don't care what they call themselves. Yeah. They just another family of Edomites. You see how cold they are killing over there. Yeah. They call him for a ceasefire on this cat. He said this is the time. He quoted a scripture. He said it is a time for war. The scripture, I think he said a time for peace and a time for war, right? Go ahead, you died.
The irony, sir, he quoted in 1 Samuel where he talked about Amalek. And now you talk about yourself.
Like he went to the scriptures and used the scriptures as a means to justify the absolute slaughter of the Palestinians, which shows you the spirit on this man. And brother, every brother in this empire should be at least considering to himself, could that happen to us? Yeah. Surely we more hated and less supported. Like them showing them babies on CNN is causing riots in the airports in Russia, protests in Turkey, protests in Jordan, protests in the United States. They bomb and kill us that way. You know what they're going to say? Good, get rid of the rats. Mm-hmm. That's what they'll say about us. The Lord said that he that killeth thee shall thinketh he doeth the Lord a favor. That's what the Lord said. They that wipe us out will be like, they've been a problem anyway. They've been a problem anyway. They already believe that we are the ones that cause our own oppression. Yep. If you believe somebody caused their own oppression, you don't have to have compassion on them for their oppression because it's their fault. That's what pissed everybody off when Kanye West said it. Kanye West ate some of the propaganda and regurgitated it back out and said that slavery was a choice. Black people went crazy as they should have. We got to wake up, man. We got a whole awakening that's got to take place. I yield.
I got the scripture that he has.
Go ahead, Al.
Oh God. Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him.
Right. You steal him and sell him. That's what happened to us. Go ahead.
Or if he be found in his hand.
Those Arabs are found in his hand. He controls Gaza. He controls the Golan Heights. He controls the areas that they're in. He gives them separate license plates. He allows them to come in and work in the country or not. You see, he's the one that's making a decision on whether to let them trucks into that area. Right. He decides that. Should he let them trucks in or should he not? They're found in his hand. Go ahead.
Oh God. He shall surely be put to death.
He's worthy of death. But let them tell it come to us. We got to fall in love with us again, man. We got to become emotionally passionate about us. We lost that in the 60s. After Martin Luther King let you get your head split open in them lunch counters, you understand? You lost the wind. After they murdered the Black Panther Party, you lost your wind. After Jesse Jackson failed to win the presidential election, you lost your hope. After Obama came back and told you to keep hope alive, then did 8 years while you starved, you lost every bit of your fight to stand up for you and yours. You just threw in the towel and decided to love your slave master. Instead, when the Lord, man, he's going to bring you back as a nation. He's going to bring you back as a nation and bring you back. And guess what? Here's how you do it. You wonder why we so motivated and so many brothers and sisters just turn to drugs and die? You see them out here all in these streets. We motivated. The reason we motivated is because, once again, you are missing something. You're missing your records. That's like anybody. If you born and lost your memory, you wouldn't know where you going, where you coming from. You wouldn't know what life you're supposed to live. You would be all messed up. You lost your memory. That's what happened to us as a people. Every other nation got a history to themselves, even if their history is a lie. The Israelis saying we are the seed of David. The Palestinians say we've been on this land for 10,000 years. They all got history. So does every other nation. But us. What's our nation? Slavery is where our nation started, in our mind. In our mind, slavery. That's why some brothers just decided to turn to Egypt. They just decided, man, I'm gonna go to Egypt, man. I'm gonna be an Egyptian. Yeah, man. Other brothers just came up and made up a religion, Kwanzaa. We're gonna make this up, get our own red, black, and green candles, and do a whole holiday over. Like we just decided to do something else because we were wiped out with no history. But there's what you're missing. Your records are here.
Right.
Your records exist.
Right.
And trusting somebody else to break down your records is off. Like, how you gonna go into my photo album and tell me my history of my people in my own photo album? Do that make any sense? I'm gonna be like, no, that's not Sammy. That's my Uncle Jimmy. Sammy is him up here. And you can't dispute that. Why? Because it's my history. That's what the Bible is to us. The Bible is our history before America. And for you to not take part of it, you understand, it makes no sense. You're supposed to get your history, because guess what? It's going to teach you everything about your tribe.
That's right.
Everything about how you should operate in the earth, in this world. Everything about your culture. Black people had to create a culture. Right or wrong? We had to create a culture. We had to take the white man's food. We had to take the white man's clothes. We had to take the white man's music. We had to take the white man's jobs. We had to take the white man's apartments. And we had to create a whole culture of our own based on that. And we did it. We created a culture, which is all right. But what's even better is, what if you go back and get the original culture?
Right.
Woo! Bring it right on up to today. Now you standing on something just like they standing on something. Them Palestinians stand on that street corner arguing, we have been on that land for 10,000 years. The Israelis stand on the corner and say, we got a history. We are the seed of David. You stand on the corner, you only think, without your records, only thing you know is we was brought here enslaved. We deserve some justice. You deserve so much more than that. Salaki, I yield.
Good, you know, what command, give Commander YAHANNA a hand, man. Let me tell you something. Like, the problem is, like, they don't lull you to sleep so much in the Christian church. You don't know the history. You don't know the records. This is why they always try to shut us up. No matter who it is, no matter what philosophy and doctrine that come up against us, they cannot handle, because we come with the truth according to the Lord. Give me Romans 15:4. Because, you know, a lot of y'all Christians go to the New Testament and say, well, the Old Testament done away with. It's not. The Old Testament will teach you who everybody on the earth is. They characteristics and everything. You got to know all these things, man. And Paul told you very clear and plain what the Old Testament was about. Read.
Come on. Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
What is Paul talking about here? What's written aforetime? What does the prefix of afore means? It means before in time and order. So what was written before Paul in the New Testament? The Old Testament. And it's written for your what, brother?
Were written for our learning.
You will learn now in your history as to who you truly are. Can't no other nation on earth stand in front of us with this Bible, these records about who they are. We question them every time. Why? Because it's who we are. It's the Spirit of the Lord that He gave back to us. You understand me? So they can't stand with us. No matter what they bring, no matter what they try to say, they can't stand in front of the I.S.U.P.K. with our records. Now, let's go into the history of who this man is. See, you listen to the church, but love, forgive, but you don't know who you dealing with. General YAHANNA been trying to tell you for a very long time, you're dealing with a murderer, a cat who loved the unalive people. Commander YAHANNA said it well, General YAHANNA said all the time, the generals, the captains, the officers, you're dealing with a man who was given a gift, and that gift was unaliving people. Now, here's the proof on that. If you think we're saying something that's not right and something that's wrong, once again, the Bible says, what's the scripture about? I'm about to say the proof is in the pudding. That's not the one I want. But it's law on that same line. You understand? If you want to see the truth, you got to prove it according to the scripture say, right? Prove all things. The water, sir. So guess what we're going to prove? The characteristic of this man. And what God said he's going to be. What the Lord gave his father to give to him. Give me Genesis. Give me Genesis 27 and verse 40. Genesis 27 and 40 is Isaac talking to his son Esau and telling him the last gifts he gonna have. And let's see what he said about his son. Read, brother, when you got it.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 40.
Go ahead.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
By thy what?
Sword shalt thou live.
What's a sword, man? Something for unaliving people and destruction. And this is who he is. General YAHANNA bringing out all the time about their lust for the blood. Commander YAHANNA bringing out all the time. General Mayat, like I said, the other generals, the captains, the officers. This is who this man is. This is who Isaac told his son Esau he was going to be. And he living it. You can look at the records, man. It's everywhere of who he is. This is who this man is. But you would never know it because the Christian church lull you to sleep. They tell you that you ain't got to listen or follow the Old Testament. Like it means nothing to you no more. Or it's just fairy tales. No, it ain't. This is life. Paul said it. You're going to learn from this Old Testament. You're going to learn from what's written here, man. And you're going to learn who you're dealing with. You understand me? The Palestinians finding out who they're dealing with. They know that they find out what kind of man this man is.
Can I say one thing?
Sir, come on, yes, sir.
You said something so heavy about the Christian church as relating to the Israelis and what they're doing to the Palestinians. And this is something I've been waiting for someone to show me. I've been waiting for all the Christians who are watching the Israelis bomb the Palestinians. Mm-hmm. When are you going to stop them?
Right.
When are you going to say something to them? Where is Al Sharpton at? Where is Al Sharpton saying, stop bombing the Palestinians? That's wrong. Where are all the Christians at who are going to stand up for the teachings of Jesus Christ?
Right.
None of you do it. Let me tell you Christians out there something. This Palestinian-Israeli war has proved, just like 9/11 proved it, just like the first Iraq war proved it, just like any war that America wants to wage has proven, you do not believe in what you say about Jesus.
Right.
You do not believe that. You don't believe in forgiveness. You don't believe in nonviolence. You don't believe in any of that. Because the minute that the Israelis want to unalive someone, you support it. Mm-hmm. The minute George Bush wants to unalive people, you support it. Right. The minute it was time to go into Iraq and Afghanistan and unalive 3 million people, you support it. Right. You do not believe in Jesus Christ. And I know there's Christians in this chat room. They're in here listening.
Yes, sir.
I know you Christians are in here listening. I know you hate us. I know you believe in Jesus Christ. Are you going to tell the Israelis that they have no right to take revenge for what happened to them? Tell them. Step up and say it. Say, Israelis, you have no right to bomb the Palestinians. You have no right to level their cities or their government. Maybe the problem with the Israelis is they don't believe in Jesus. Maybe that's their problem. Say that to them. Say, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus, and you Israelis do not believe in Jesus, and that's why you take revenge on the Palestinians. Where are all the Christians that believe that?
And tell the Palestinians too about their
And
terrorism.
tell the Palestinians.
They don't believe in
You're
God.
not supposed to be. Maybe the problem with the Palestinians is they don't believe in Jesus.
Right.
Maybe if the Palestinians and the Israelis both believed in Jesus, they wouldn't fight each other.
Right.
Now, why don't you Christians say that to them? You got the big ass church. You're sitting there with all the damn tithes money. You got jets and you're on MSNBC. You're not going to stand up for Jesus Christ in the middle of a war. Let me tell you, hypocrite Christians, something. And remember this forever. The men in the Israelite school of UPK are going to be the final place to learn about the true teachings of Jesus Christ. No one will ever be able to teach it. There will be nowhere else that you can find actual men who follow Jesus Christ, except in the Israelite school of UPK. Because your Christians will give up their morals for war anytime it benefits them.
Right.
When they are not supposed to believe in war. They're not supposed to believe in revenge. They're not supposed to believe in these things. But the minute that America decides it's time to unalive millions of people, your Christians are going to be sending their sons to do it. They're going to promote it in their churches. They're going to go out and sign people up. They're going to be on the side of war, on the side of revenge, on the side of unaliving people, and they're not going to stand for the teachings of Jesus Christ. You Israelis need to follow Jesus Christ. You Palestinians need to start following Jesus Christ. And you Christians better recognize that you're not the people to change this world.
That's right.
You're not changing the world, Al Sharpton. Who else? Who prominent Christians? Give me some of them.
TD Jakes. Creflo Dollar.
Creflo, where's Creflo at? Creflo isn't saying you Palestinians need Jesus. You Israelis need Jesus. No one is going to say that to them. Neither side believes in Jesus, you know. Neither one of them believes in Jesus Christ. You're supposed to tell them that's why they're unaliving each other.
Right.
Because you need to start following Jesus Christ. You are not going to find the true teachings of Jesus Christ outside of the UPK. You will not find, and in the last days, it's going to become extremely rare for anyone to even stand on what Jesus Christ said. For anyone to even act like they mean it. Or else go to your grandma, go to your aunties, go to all your religious people you respect. That auntie, she's an expert on everything Jesus says. She's an expert on everything Jesus. And I can guarantee she supports the Israelis. Forget about these Christians, these white Christians. Can I say white? Yeah, oppressor Christians, right? These oppressor Christians. Let me give you something else. What religion do you think the man was in Maine who unalived all those people? Buddhist? Agnostic?
Yikes.
You know what he was.
That's right.
You know what he
That's
was.
right. That's
You know
right.
that man in Maine
That's right.
loved Jesus. You know he did. You know he grew up in one of them evangelical. Is that the one, sir? You know he was an evangelical. What's that woman Myers? What's the Joyce Myers.
And it was the other cat, the Edomite cat in Dallas that had the Joel Osteen.
You know that virtually every mass shooter is a Christian. You know that. You know they're Christian. No Christian even believes in what they're talking about. They don't believe in it. They believe in revenge. They believe in unaliving people. And they damn sure believe in war. They're so hypocritical that they can't even convert the Israelis into Christians, which is what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
They're supposed to be converting those war-mongering people over there in the Middle East into Christians. They're supposed to be converting the Palestinians into Christians, because if they became Christians, then they would forgive each other. But instead, all you do is profit off of war, because the only thing you believe in is money. That's what all these wars prove about Christianity.
And if I could add, Pat Robinson.
Where is Pat Robinson?
All those retreats they was having over there in Israel and saying Israel's God's chosen. You understand? And come with that. And if I can add one more, I'm coming to you now, you died. What about the $10 billion that Congress approved for Israel? I don't know if they quite approved it yet, but they're about to approve $10 billion for the Israeli defense. Now, the people that's approving it are all Christians in the Congress.
Yes, sir.
They're all Christians. I think Jeffrey's the only Muslim. He's the only, him and maybe, what's that old Ethiopian that's always up there? Maybe 2 or 3 of them might be, but the rest of them, they all are Christians. So what you're saying is so right. Go ahead, you died. So long.
It's like the other
Kenneth Copeland. Forgot about that cat.
Like all that love. All of them got big retreats in Israel. They sending whole airliners out there having retreats and praying, and all the tourists going into the Jordan River. That old dirty Jordan River, everybody going in and dunking in that Jordan River trying to get baptized. All of that. All the millions of Christians coming over there during Easter weekend. I mean, the streets is packed Easter weekend. Benny Hinn, Pat Robinson, Wayne T. Jackson, big up to West Philly for life. Charles H. Ellis, the late Charles Stanley. He's dead, I guess.
Your name sounds
right. Jimmy Swaggart. Jimmy Swaggart, brother. He cried and they gave him 10 million for the tears. You know, man. They said Benny Hinn does 80 million a year. Benny Hinn. Okay. Meanwhile, like you said, nobody's stopping Israelis and making them become Christians. We're the only ones they want to think that way.
Yeah.
This is slavery. Yeah. The Lord is going to change it. Let's get to them other stories, man. Let's go.
Taiwan voters must choose between war and peace.
It's getting hot. Keep reading. It's getting hot.
The warning echoed a remark former Taiwanese President Ma Ying-jeou made last week at an event hosted by an American think tank. The outcome of the January 2024 election will determine whether there will be war or peace with China. He said, and Washington should do more to advocate talks between the two sides.
So they trying to say if Trump don't get in office, Biden is going to go to war with China. That's what they trying to put out. They very concerned. Okay, for those that may not know, Taiwan makes the fastest chips on the planet. Without those chips, you can't run advanced weapons or advanced drones or anything. You need chips that can go fast enough for the computer to run the plane the way you need it to run and run the weapons the way you need it to run. So whoever gets that next generation of microchips will rule the race for weapons. They'll have the fastest, most productive weapons in the world. America's trying to get it for the West. China's trying to get it for the East. Taiwan's stuck in the middle. And they saying, hey, if Taiwan doesn't go right after the election, it could be war. They believe Donald Trump is not going to allow it to go to the Third World War. Okay? So that's a rough deal. But I got bad news for them. They going to war anyway.
Yep, right.
They're going to turn Taiwan, brother, into a tropical island. Okay? When they get finished with that whole area up there. And not just there, but there's other stories out about those other nations around there. Everybody's nervous on the planet because everybody can feel the return of our king. They can feel it in their bones that the return of our king means the end of every last one of their empire. Once again, black folk, you need the understanding of these scriptures. You need them. You understand? Go ahead. More on that story? That's pretty much it. Just a little. Go ahead, finish it up.
At the Chinese Taiwan Affairs Office's press conference on Wednesday, spokesperson Zhu Fengilian said, "We hope the majority of Taiwan compatriots will acknowledge the interests and rights, distinguish right from wrong, stand firmly on the right side of history, resolutely oppose Taiwan independence, separatism, and external interference, and work with China to foster peaceful development.
Right. They want them to stop meddling with the West and just get on in with China and let China go on and get them chips. The world has become too small for these greedy bastards all over the earth. The earth has become too small, and now we're about to go into nuclear feudalism.
That's right, John.
About 2 seconds.
That's right, sir.
All right. That's it on that. Let's keep on going.
U.S. strikes 2 facilities linked to Iranian-backed militias in Syria, following a series of attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East.
So somebody bombed some U.S. forces in the Middle East. The U.S. is now in Syria killing Iranian-backed forces, which means they're killing Hezbollah. They're killing Hezbollah and they're helping the Israelis kill Hezbollah, which means Hezbollah is the group that's in the north, which means they're going to get it on up there. The Israelis will be fighting on 2 fronts until Jordan gets dragged into the war or somebody else. It's going where it's got to go. You know, man, it's walking itself right to, and above Syria is Turkey. And right now they protesting in Turkey, brother, by the hundreds of thousands. Yeah. They got so many Palestinians up in Turkey, brother. They protesting something ridiculous up there in Turkey, protesting this war. So they all itching. And did anybody hear about the 3 drones that Egypt had to shoot down? Egypt had to shoot down 3 drones, and the president of Egypt begged them, said, please don't expand this war into Egypt. We don't have, and it was so evil in this respect. He said, don't expand the war into Egypt, and basically said, we don't have nothing to do with it. Like, y'all kill them, now they supposed to be Arabs, supposed to love the Palestinians, but they don't want no parts of the war. They want to bomb them Palestinians. We just don't bring that war over here. I got bad news for him, man. That war is coming there. You know what I mean? Like they being drawn, they being forced into that valley. Everybody is going down there. Everybody is going down in that valley. For this third world war. Go ahead, keep on reading, please.
Earlier Thursday, the U.S. announced it is deploying about 900 troops to the Middle East, with the potential for many more. The U.S. has also moved 2 carrier strike groups to the Eastern Mediterranean Sea and an amphibious ready group closer to Israel in the waters of the Middle East.
Well, Ra, you're right. They did join the Gazans. They ain't in the fight, but they join in the Gazans in the discussion. So it's speeding up. Speeding up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Joe, that's a heavy blow because Turkey is over there near the northern part of Iraq, right? Near that northern border where Iraq is at. So, come on, that's like America losing a major ally in that. Like to have them now join Gaza, America losing a major ally with Turkey going now with the Gaza and Hamas. You understand? A major ally.
And if I could, it fits completely with Ezekiel the 38th chapter.
Yeah.
It said that they would turn around. Now they in there turned around. And now the fight is getting to a foot. I don't know how long it's going to run, but this right here is looking very promising. Go ahead, Doc.
If I could, Joe. Like everybody got to understand too what Commander YAHANNA and Muhammad bringing out. This is supposed to happen. Like don't get too upset and scared and afraid. It's supposed to happen. Like all it's got to happen before our King come back. That's why once again Paul said you're gonna learn from the Old Testament. You understand? And it's Esdras when he said that everybody will be fighting the valley of Jehoshaphat when Christ returns. So they all got to be down there. They all gonna have the battles going on down there, and they all gonna fight down there because it's supposed to happen. When Christ returns, everybody will be there making war. You understand me? All nations are gonna be down there, which is what you're seeing right now. Like how Commander YAHANNA said, Edom said, please don't send no drones over here. They don't want to be drawn in it, but they're going to be in it.
Yeah.
You understand? They're going to be in it. That's what I can say.
No, listen, you're right. Everybody going to get drawn in it. And listen, don't be worried about it. Christ says, see that you be not troubled.
Right.
This ain't got nothing to do with us, one. And number two, here's why you worried about it. You worried about it because you like we were when we came out of Egypt. We became too comfortable in Egypt.
Yeah.
We became too comfortable with being a slave. That's why the Lord said, is Israel a homeborn slave? You got to realize now that you coming close to the time where you no longer going to stop at the red light. You're going to stop because people are crossing and you don't want to run them over. You understand? You're going to now operate with righteous laws, not with what the slave master has laid down. I'm not saying to go do that now. We ain't out of here yet. But once we get out of here, then it's going to be that way. We're going to have to deal with our own nation, our own way of life, our own laws, statutes, commandments. That's why, once again, I got to say it again. You need the Bible.
Right.
And you need the insight and understanding of the Bible, not just what some preacher runs game on you on Sunday. You need to really understand this book and this records, because it's what's going to, like the Lord said, it's going to be your wisdom. Mm-hmm. It's going to be what you wisely run your life, your family, and the rest of the world with. So you need it desperately. So having these scriptures fixes your path forward, where you're not worried about what happens.
Right.
You are tuned into what happens. And all the warriors love war anyway. They love to see it, be in it, get in it, see who's winning, who's losing, just like you do with a football game. That's what they created the football game for you for. So you could have a mock war every Sunday, so you don't actually try to have a real war. But you can get a mock war and paint your face with war paint and go in the stadium and rip your shirt off and like you at war. Even though it's the Patriots against the Bulls or whatever group against whatever group. Like, that's the whole point of football. Well, that spirit that you see in that football should also be in you as you observe these nations going to this war to get wiped out. To me, it's like the football game. It's like, oh man, they made that move. Oh man, they got that weapon. Oh, they doing this, they doing that. Because at the end of all this, like we always bring out, the end of all this, man, you get to be in Christ's kingdom. You get, and can I add something else real quick, y'all? You should be jealous over what these nations have that you do not have. Your sight is too small. Like, you should be, jealous. Like, you don't have around your ghetto. If you had, I'll take that. You don't even have a security around your ghetto to stop your people from being murdered and stop your people from murdering each other. You don't have none of that. You don't have no businesses. You don't have an economy of your own. You don't even have an identity that comes from you. That's why we call ourselves African American. Our slave master gave us that. That's why I was so thankful to find the truth out in the Bible that we are the children of Israel. Because now I realize, okay, we got an identity that don't come from the slave master. Like, aren't you vexed at the fact that everything in your life comes from a man who's just ruling over you? Aren't you vexed from the idea that if I get a morsel of bread in my mouth, it's because the slave master allowed me to go work to make it, not because I made it on my own? That's why you can't stop the Edomites that are hunters. You know why hunters love to hunt? Because hunters love to feel the independence of feeding themselves. They like to go out in that woods and deal with just them forces in them woods, kill that animal, skin that animal, cook that animal, bring that animal back to their house. They love to fill that freezer up and know that their children gonna eat because they, not their slave master, stood up and did something. Like, that's part of being a man. You don't know that, once again, because you don't have them scriptures in you like you're supposed to. And so as a result, you just be a slave and take whatever's thrown in the cage. Just like a lion. You go to the zoo, you see them lions? They exhausted and sad and they moving slow and they throw the food out at them and they come out and maybe once in a while they growl. Their spirit is beat because they're slaves. They're in a cage for the people that come to the zoo's amusement. But go out and meet that same lion out there in the jungle. He's lean, he's strong, he's vigilant, he's a warrior. And he goes and kills for his meat because he knows that's how he survived. They call it nature. It's really what it is. There's no such thing as nature. What it is it's the way that the Most High created it. It's the way that the Lord set the earth in order. Like the Lord set a man in order to be a warrior. And in that warrior, he's to maintain everything. That's why he gave you so much around you. Why you got wood and stone and steel and vegetables and animals. He put all this around you so that you could come out as that top warrior. Remember what he said? He said that we are to have dominion over the earth. He put that there for you to take that dominion and to be that ruler. But you've been beat down as a slave. You've been beat into the ground, which is why you got to go back to your records. You go back, you get the scriptures, you come into I.S.U.P.K. Now for free, you get to get all your records back, your history, your scriptures, your breakdown. You put it all back in you and watch it make your chest swell.
Right.
Watch it make the air come back in you. Because now you understand life. See, you beat down because you don't understand life. But you're going to understand life and the air going to get back in your chest. And you're going to know the future because Christ died for you to know that future.
That's right.
So you're going to know now from your king what he requires of you. That's another thing. Men love to follow orders. Men, real men, love the military way of life. It's natural to men. It's a natural thing to wear masculine clothes, to be in military order, to give orders and follow orders. All that is natural to men. Our nation was built off of that. Every time we came out of slavery, it was built off of that. You understand? Right on up to the top. That's the real you. But they beating it down. You got to be LGBTQ. You understand? You got men walking around with the man purse on. They ain't even gay. They wearing the man purse. You understand? You got all that going on because that's what they pump into you. Love everybody. No animal loves everything that comes next to it unless it's beat and trained that way. A dog, you see that nice little dog, and I'm going to get up off it now. You see that nice little dog loves everybody because he's been breeded into that. Now go find that same dog in the woods before he been breeded from a wolf down to a chihuahua. That damn dog is out there in them woods. They call him a wolf. And that wolf will tear you and rip you to shreds in a minute and team up with the other wolves to tear you apart.
That's right.
And the same go for other animals. That's the nature of men. I'm not telling you to go out and be violent. I'm telling you the nature you're supposed to have so you can go forward in this evil world. The Lord is trying to give it to us in them scriptures. So we ain't to worry about none of this war. Breathe it in and be jealous. Be jealous that you don't have what they have. I'm not sad for no Palestinians. For what? The Palestinians got rockets. The Palestinians got tunnels. The Palestinians got AK-47. You think the Palestinians are saying, I need to get a gun permit? Palestinians ain't getting no gun permits, man. You think the Palestinians are saying, well, we can't modify that gun to make it automatic. They're using automatics. They free. Even though they in that prison in Gaza, they more free than a black man, a black woman in this country. And brother, so I don't feel bad for them. They using everything at their means. Who knows what's in them tunnels? Them Israelis might go down in them tunnels, brother, and find things that you never even could imagine that these Palestinians got. They done had 20, 30 years to work on this. What did you do for 20, 30 years? You got high because that's what you was taught to do.
Right.
You became, different sexual orientations because that's what you was taught to do. You became a lover of all nations. You became a lover and not a fighter for all nations. Why? Because that's what the hell you was taught. You became subservient to your woman because she took you to child support court, or she exercised all the power of America on your neck, and it broke you and made you now humble down and get up under her. That's what you suffered here. That's what you did. You know what they did for 20, 30 years? Built tunnels, rockets, imported weapons. Oh, the Palestinians going to be fine. They're going to be just fine. I guarantee you that the Palestinians ain't losing 350,000 babies a year, but your black ass is, excuse my French. You losing between blacks and Latinos, losing 350,000 babies. When I see them little babies wrapped up in them towels and they run into the ambulance with them and all that, I ain't feeling no kind of way. I know them Palestinians is gonna get it on. Them Palestinians is gonna, and they look lean. Yep. Them Palestinians ain't over here eating pork and what black people eat lately these days. Popeye's chicken. Ain't nobody eating no Popeyes and all that. They over there, brother, halaling it up. They over there eating lean lamb and fresh killed and all that. That's what they live. That's how they living. You can't even figure out your diet. 30 years old, you impotent, back hurt, can't lift nothing, work 10 pounds. You done. They over there 70, running through the desert, breathing dust, running through the desert with 2 babies on their back. Wake up, man. I ain't feeling bad for them. They ain't losing what you losing, and which is once again why you need to be jealous over your nation. Because just the abortion clinics alone, you could never have them abortion clinics in power. You think you could set up abortion clinics in Gaza with all the power the Israelis got? Do you think that you could go over to Gaza and tell the Israelis a woman has to have a right to choose? We're going to set up abortion clinics in Gaza. Try it. Try it. Try it. Do you think you can go to Gaza and make the Palestinians believe in the Israelis' doctrine of Judaism? Listen, go over there and say, listen, Gaza, we setting up a synagogue, man, in Main Street. Okay? And y'all got to accept Judaism, and you got to learn about Judaism, because you can't be a racist against us. You try it. It ain't going to happen. But you worshiping the God of your slave master. You a Christian. You dressing like him. You talking like him. You thinking like him. Like Muhammad said, you a warmonger like him. You understand? That's who you are. You doing that. I ain't mad. I ain't sad for no Gazans. Oh, they going to get theirs. They going to get their revenge. I ain't mad at them. I ain't sad for them Israelis that they got hostage in them tunnels. They got all them Israelis hostage in them tunnels. How many black men and black women are in prison wrongfully? Just based on their race. They're locked up in cages, killed in abortion clinics. How many black men been shot to death just because they black? I mean, that brother was selling, what's his name? Gardner? Yeah. Was selling Lucy cigarettes in New York City. Something as common as a trans pass, common as a Metro card. He's selling Lucy cigarettes on the corner. And they come up and jump on him and choke him to death and go home unscathed. I ain't worrying about the Israelis, man. Them few people, what they say, they got 200 of them down there? They got 2 million of you in prison. Right. They mad over 200. Like 200, the world got to be like, they gotta have a full, connection fit. I ain't mad. I ain't feeling sad for them. I had 2 million brothers, and we got brothers coming in here all the time that done did major time in prison. Many who are innocent and many who actually did the crime, but are still better than you because they did the crime out of what they believed was necessity. Just like many sisters kill those babies because they believe it's a necessity. Why? Because of years and decades of propaganda and brainwashing that forced them into thinking this way and made them become criminal. You doing it every day on the radio, forcing and pushing and propagandize them every day and teaching racism. Turn on the 6 o'clock news in any country. It's a propaganda machine of racism against us. Oh, I ain't feeling bad for them. They ain't get a taste of what we tasted. I need you to be jealous over your nation. I need you to be jealous over what they have that you don't have. And I need you to be talking about it and listing it. You should be running lists. You know what? Everybody in the UPK to hear this voice, I want you to find 3 things that they got that we don't have, and I want you to post it on Facebook. Post it on Facebook or in the chat room right now. Find things that they have that we don't have. I'll give you one. Where's the Negro banks at?
Right.
They took $75 million from Kanye West in one day without no kind of due process. They shut him down. I don't know if he ever got it back. $75 million, just like that, because they said he's anti-Semitic. Boop, pressed a button and took $75 million from him. He fighting like hell to get it back. Now Adidas and all them, they coming back to him. Where's that at? Where is the black, totally independent sneaker company? Now, there might be one or two of those. But if they are, you ain't never even heard of them. Where they at?
And don't nobody
but in Gaza, they're slocking, you know.
Yes, sir.
But in Gaza, they ain't wearing, you think they wearing Israelis tennis shoes in Gaza? Is that what you think? You think they over there in Gaza wearing Israeli tennis shoes? You got to be smoking crack. They making their own tennis shoes. So put it in the chat. Go ahead, you die. I know you got one. Come on. Come on, brother. Hit me. Thank you. Ooh, give it up. Give it up. You might as well throw ambulances in there too. Give you a trifecta. Give him a trifecta on that. Because, brother, when them ambulance come in there with that red crescent on the ambulance,
yeah.
I am so jealous. I am jealous when I see them red crescent ambulance. And listen, they be driving like maniacs trying to save them babies. You see them running in? They pull up in front of the hospital. The whole damn van be sliding in the dirt. Snatch the baby out, and in America, you can't run up to the ambulance and just open the ambulance. You got to wait till the ambulance drivers get out, and then they unlock the back of the ambulance. They ain't doing that over there. They all family. They pull up, the Palestinians crack the door open, the cat don't even be out the car yet. He done just hit the brake. They snatch him out of there and gone. So so go ahead, Oxalaki. There again. That's right. An army, a culture, and the love of their own people. That's another trifecta right there. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm jealous as hell when they bring them babies in. They bring the baby in the hospital. Listen, the Palestinians are the nurses. The Palestinians are the security. Yep. The Palestinians are the doctors. Yep. They all speaking the language of the Palestinians. Yep. I'm jealous as hell that they up in there like that.
I say something happened to me.
Please.
I think it was about 4 weeks ago. I went to the dentist to get the checkup, and I had a black dentist. And that was the first time I've ever seen a black dentist. So when me and him, I said, "Oh, what's up out there? All right." We had a whole moment.
Yeah.
And he knew I never saw one. It looked like he'd been through this 1,000 times. He started calling me brother, and we in there like, damn, a black dentist. I live in America. Dang. I've never seen a black dentist in my life except for that brother.
Brother, you got to meet my dentist.
Go. Listen,
I got one too.
You got one too.
I cannot let an Edomite in my life.
I bet it's the same one.
I tried to let the Edomites go in my mouth. I said, I can't do it. I walked out, found a brother. I said, man, you got to come on, fix these teeth. I can't eat something. I can't do it. I bet you in the Gaza Strip. Yes. Palestinian did it. Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. I gotta get this out of the chat. Yala. Salaki Ra'aya. Loyalty. He got a trifecta. Fighting for our people, not abandoning husbands, and sharing everything we own. That's a trifecta right there. You understand? I need you to be jealous, man, over what they got way more than we had. Yep. But they on that CNN, brother, people crying and protesting and cheering them all over the world. When they say it's your fault, you in that slavery. So don't cry for them. Don't be sad for them. Let them get it on. Let them Palestinians help themselves. Let them do what they got to do. Let them get donations from every Arab in the Arab world. You know how much oil money getting ready to get poured into Gaza? Oh my God. You know how much, wait till the ceasefire. That's why they ain't worrying about them buildings falling. Buildings falling. Man, they gonna make Gaza look like Mecca when they get finished with it. How much money gonna come in from oil wells and oil countries.
What you're saying is insane. The amount is astronomical. But I remember the Black Lives Matter movement. When they were all on the streets screaming and yelling. And then the news saw that the LGBT women who were running it had giant mansions and jets. At the end of this, Every protest in America for the Palestinians is going to turn into so much money that you cannot understand. And there'll be some organizer, some little Arab woman or Arab man who is going to funnel $1 billion into Palestine from your college student children.
And could I, if I could, what you're saying is so right. In that she gonna funnel that money into Palestine, brother. And guess what? The Edomites are gonna give them money. Listen, before this war, the Palestinians was getting billions of our tax dollars. Okay, not to mention the Israelis. The Israelis get 30 billion every year of our tax dollars. You imagine that? 30 billion. That little country gets 30 billion in aid. That's not talking about weapons and everything else. That's not talking about business deals, nothing. Contractors, 30 billion in free money every year goes into their country. And the Arabs get a nice piece too. I'm not sure how much the Arabs is. I heard it was around 4 or 5 billion. But they getting billions from our tax dollars as well. I don't feel sad for them, man. Okay. Yagada UPK says solidarity. Quara Lakum says a law that protects us as a nation. Big one right there, Quara. Big one right there. Nazam said our people as a whole knowing their identity. Damn, such basic. Like you so right, Nazam. Like such a basic thing. The fact that we can't even know who we are because it's an offense to another nation.
Right.
Who's got us oppressed. The fact that we can't even decide who we are. Like we can't wake up and say we are the red cup people. What if black people decide, listen, man, tomorrow we changing our name to the red cup people. They not respecting that.
Nope.
They're gonna clown and laugh at it.
Yep.
But these people can name themselves. That's another good one, man.
Can I read you this?
Come on.
In 2021, the UN gave Gaza $4.5 billion.
Get out of here.
UN money.
UN. And the US gave the Israelis, give the Israelis $30 billion every year.
Every year. Every year.
And this is who you want to feel sorry for.
Yeah, you feeling sorry for them every year. Like if the US had a monicum of righteousness, they would say, if you're an African American descendant of a slave, you're exempt from all taxes.
That would be small.
That would be a small thing to do. Because of everything we made off of you, instead of just giving you reparations, from now on, no more taxes. That alone would put 1/3 of the money in our pockets that they taking out every year from us, and our babies would be able to eat, our wives would be able to cover their houses, and then without the extortion of inflation, forget about it. You would just be able to at least have a normal life, which you can't have. They suffering way less than we are.
That's right.
Okay. Baez Yahweh said, women that respect and honor their men. Right. You can't go over there and put on no tight dress. Oh, go on there and put them spandex on. Go over there, get you a little BBL and go over there and be swanking that swagger, that whale, that wagon you got back there. Swing that wagon down the streets of Gaza. They'll find one butt cheek in Jordan, the other butt cheek in Syria. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Didn't they just put a sister in jail in where is that at? In Dubai for doing the same thing you just said.
You
having her behind out. Did they put in jail for that? And she had to serve that time.
Like they got laws, like somebody earlier said, laws that's to protect us. They got laws to protect their women. They're weak because they're Arabs. So their laws are weak. But if it was us, we'd have laws to protect our women. We do it naturally. We like a beast when it comes to our woman. But then we would also have laws to protect our brothers.
Right.
You ain't gonna be a hoe and be taking a brother to child support court when you was out hoeing and he done left. You can get your head chopped off. You understand? Like we would have fair, righteous laws that work for us based on our records, which once again, why you need your records. You need the scriptures. You need it broken down the right way. You done came to the right place. And let me add something because we may not have a lot of time, but I want to add something else that's very important. Let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna say something that's a real big boast. But I want you to understand that I'm not boasting. But I have to say this. The Lord showed me I have to say this. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters out there. I am the last prophet of God that is carrying on the true tradition handed down to us of the Hebrew Israelites. After me and the men that's with me, the men that's with me are the ones that will carry it on as long as the Lord see fit. However, there is nobody else doing this.
Right.
Let me tell you something, man. I saw something that was very disturbing on the internet this week. I saw Israelite groups siding with the Israelis. At least 3 different Israelite groups, including them purple faggots, who was talking about the suffering of 9/11. Like, these Israelite groups have sided with the people who stole our identity. In this time when they had war, they side with the people that stole our identity and had compassion on them against the Palestinians. Now, a righteous man in the truth would never side with both the Palestinians or the Israelis. For you to side with the Israelis, you either got to be working for the government or you got to be a real slimy, nasty cat who will do anything to gain in this country. And there's plenty of those walking around out here in these streets.
Yep.
And if you don't allow yourself to get these records of the Bible from me and the men that I authorize, you are in such danger of being taught lies. You are in such danger of being taught to follow somebody who is going to really just use you for gain for themselves, just like Al Sharpton and them did. They had big protests, and Esau came out and gave them money, and they quieted back down. That's why they've never gotten anything done. What have they gotten done? They go and put pressure on Congress to pass laws. That's it. They don't ever really fix the ghetto, help the ghetto, lead the ghetto, carry the ghetto through the scriptures. We do. And I'm the last one holding this torch of the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right, sir. That's right, sir.
Man, or you're going to get caught in a lie. Now, that might sound like a boast, and I'll be hated for it and all that, but y'all already know I don't be boasting like that no way. But this had to be said because we in danger to do that. Brothers and sisters, keep posting identity. Mr. Dave said identity. Good one. You understand? Good one. All right. Who else? Who is the loudmouth truck driver sister? Who's that? He might be talking about his wife or something. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You understand? So there's a lot of things that we don't have that the Palestinians and the Israelis both have. You understand? No, I mean, nothing must feel better for the Israelis to go to bed at night with their $30 billion welfare check and have all the weapons they need to wipe out any nation that come up against them. Boy, that must feel good. It feels like the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
It feels like that. You understand? Like we don't have that. They could wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? In New York City, we have a severe rat problem that's spreading disease, and it's going to spread COVID. So all Blacks and Latinos, we're moving you to Arizona. We got a whole place set up for you in Arizona. We're going to empty out New York City, fix it all up, and bring you back. That's what the Nazis did. Nazis did the exact same thing. And the Israelis were so simple and couldn't do nothing about it because the Nazis were so strong. So they turned around and said, well, we ain't got no choice. They got on them trains, brother, and went to concentration camps and got gassed to death. I'm not saying America is going to do that. But what I will say is America sure is short on conscience for us if they have us killing 350,000 of our babies every year. It ain't like they got big compassion for us. You understand? A couple of hundred Israelis get locked in a tunnel, and a couple of hundred Palestinians lose their babies, and the world is in an uproar. We losing 350,000 babies a year, and ain't nobody in an uproar about a damn thing when it comes to us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Give me 10 minutes over. Give me your next story real quick. 10 minutes, fam, and we'll jump up out of here.
Video shows racist security guard repeatedly called black women the N-word for honking at him in traffic.
Right, just for beeping at him in traffic. I told you, these Edomites, brother, They are on the edge, okay? Because they live a murderous lifestyle. And they on the edge when they can't kill like they want to kill. And once again, you in Gaza, to where the centurions curse you out and call you derogatory names with little or no repercussions.
Right.
I think you got a story in there where some cop killed somebody, right? Okay, or
it's a story very similar to this one. It's a cop on camera calling a black woman the N-word over and over and over
in a supermarket.
In a supermarket.
Go ahead. Let's get that if you got it, you die. Like, we'll get ready to get out of here after that. You know what I'm saying?
Get on. Can they be able to see it over here?
Oh, they're gonna see it.
Okay.
On the system. You know, man.
Shalaka, General. Can I say something, General? While they getting the thing, and this is I'm gonna if I could, what Commander General YAHANNA said right about himself and about the I.S.U.P.K. Y'all gotta understand something, man, what Commander General YAHANNA said and how powerful what he said is, because the scriptures say to keep the traditions and the epistle of what I have told you. You understand what I'm saying? Which is why he could say it, but he said he kept those things, man. He kept them pure. And make sure we keep them pure to give to you pure. You understand? That validates him in what he says, man. You understand me? That validates him in what he says. Sorry, sir.
Like we got to be careful over this truth. Like, this is our record. This was given to us. You ain't never hear me say I created it.
Right.
You ain't never hear me say I wrote it.
Right.
You ain't never hear me say none of those things, because this was given to us.
That's right.
And this thing that was given to us, we can't give this away or let nobody destroy it or poison it or turn it into something that is not. And these fake Israelite groups they don't care. If they can get some kind of gain or something like that from it, they will. They could give a damn. Whenever you're ready, you die, just let it rip. They can care less.
Okay. All right. Keep talking.
I will.
Okay.
Fuck away from you, classes.
What you gonna do?
I tell you what.
I'm a stupid nigga, everybody.
Yeah, sure. Before you play it again, you die. This is a classic. Now, of course, we see he's racist and see he's cursing her out. That's Gaza. But look at the deeper point. Here's a deeper point. The brainwashing on us is so bad. Do you think a black man could curse a black woman out like that and get away with it? They would, first of all, they drag him through the mud on social media. And physically, she would have no problem assaulting him. Yeah. She would attack and assault him in many cases right there in the supermarket, because when the police come, there's very little chance of repercussion to her, seeing that she's in a conflict with a black man and knowing that the black man is the most hated. But for that white man, she paused. And not only did she pause, but for all the mouth that many sisters have, this sister ain't have no answer but okay. He called her a vile thing, and she just said, okay, like as a comeback. That means you so stunned by your slave master treating you like a real slave that you don't know how to come back on him. Without the Bible, you'll never know how to come back. Without the Bible, you'll never look at this man and see his history from the days of Esau and know that he was a murderer from the beginning, and know that he murdered with the sword to get his whole life. You wouldn't know these things, so you wouldn't know how to come back at him. Instead, your brain shuts down because your brain says that's a slave master. Hold your peace, hold your peace, hold your peace. Your brain shuts down because of the psychological damage. But if that was a black man that said that to her, she would have flipped on him in a minute and said, you black nigga, you ain't this, you black, you probably on child support, nigga. I'm not saying she would have, but that's a high probability.
Right.
And it shows you the brainwashing we under. It's bad enough that the slave master said it. But the fact that she didn't know how to respond is the key to learn that there's something missing in us, and that is our history and records in the Bible. It's missing from inside our soul. Our dignity is gone. And it's gone because they wiped out our history and the dignified things we've done. Unless you let a prophet of God sit down with the Bible and open it up and show you the highly dignified things we did. Unless you learn how Moses went through so much to free us in Egypt, how David fought every nation that came against him till he was up in age, man, damn near in the bed. You understand? Until you learn about them prophets that suffered in prisons and all that, not for themselves, but for brothers and sisters that wasn't themselves. Till you learn what Christ went through on that cross, you understand, to see us as a people come together, you ain't gonna have the dignity to respond to that beast.
That's right.
And then you would turn around and say, you stinking beast, everything you got was from murdering, you rat dog. Who are you? You are nothing. You'll be gone after this. You cultureless, thieving criminal. Like, you could answer him freely with what he should be answered with. I'll never forget, man, a Mexican brother during the pandemic, a Mexican brother was out front of a restaurant in California. And some Edomite just walked up to him out and sprayed a chemical in his face and almost blinded him, just out of anger that he was a Mexican. And he didn't know how to respond. And there was plenty tapes they was coming out with, showing the Edomites going up to the Mexican brothers. And they was like, they didn't know what to say. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? You're a racist. Why are you never knowing how to respond? But we know how to respond because we study in these scriptures. We don't have no bridle on us. We don't have no hindrance, you know what I mean? Because you have a brainwashing hindrance that you got to be a good person. Like mine brought out earlier, when they go low, you got to go high. You got to go high. You got to be more dignified. No. No, when they go low, you can go lower. You can go lower and be doubly dignified. Like showing them their own history and their own record. That's what we've lost in these things, man. The Bible is our key. It's the missing piece of our puzzle. And not just the Bible, but being taught properly by the Bible, which is why this school, man, listen, I'm watching over this school preciously. I'm watching over everything we do, man. I'm looking at all our camps, looking at the men that's with us, because we're about to become the most valuable thing in Blacks, Latino, and Native Indians' lives that you ever seen, man. Hey, join us every Monday night. We do it up live, ISUPK.com.
That's right.
That's the website. Support this truth. Pay your tithes. Go to ISUPK.com. Pay your tithes. Support this truth, man. Hey, I'll see y'all next time. Live on the UPK. Got the heavy hitters in the building with me. General Mine, General Ha, Officer Yediah holding us down. Officer Mathumya holding us down. Ivan. And our main man, the trooper in the back, man. I'm going to get his name down right.
Nabar.
Huh?
Nabar
holding us down. Nabar. The water, Nabar. See y'all next time, y'all. Shalom.
Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my nigga. Yeah. I'm in a yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General YAHANNA. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top when we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit I never change, and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown. I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talk the shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana.
bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves. Shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood